What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Matt Burrill, here to tell you guys about my friends from Big Friendly Productions. Now, they specialize in creating merchandise for bands, artists, and even lifestyle brands. With their in-house equipment, they can provide shirts, branded hats, and more, as well as some graphic design services. They offer order fulfillment to handle your online orders and ship your merch straight to your fans from their shop down in good old Birmingham, Alabama, baby. Now, whether you are getting your first shirt, you're just starting out, or you're going on a 40-show run, hit them up for all your merchandising needs. Check out their website, bigfriendlyproductions.com, or shoot them an email, merchandising@bigfriendlyproductions.com. Now, we're going to get into the episode. This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill. Also, make sure you guys like, rate, subscribe, tell your mama and them. And for more details and to get in touch with the rest of the familia, visit raisrowdy.com. Now, let's get into it. Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Come on.
This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Another edition of Outside the Round today with me, Matt Burrill, and it is a Friday, and we've got our man Graham Bunn hanging out with us. Dude, so we've been friends on the internet for a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been, I think, since right around COVID quarantine, I think, is when we first got linked up on IG.
Yeah, I was going to say the beginning of COVID, but yeah, roughly around that time.
Yeah, around there. So you're not, how often do you get out here to Nashville? Because you're an LA guy, right?
I'm an LA guy, so I get out here, I want to say 3-4 times a year, once a quarter, and then working in and out of country music. Obviously, Nashville's the place to be, so
yeah.
It's been an elongated stay this time, and then I did a long one last year, roughly about 6 weeks consecutively, so it's been cool.
You did a whole 6 weeks here just straight.
I did. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Kip Moore is a good buddy and someone who I respect as an artist, and he was working on his album, so I was out here for some of that tail end of that process, in and out of the studio with him. It was super dope. It was really cool that he included me in that process. He's not really like that. The first day, I'll never forget it. Jaron from where's
Cadillac 3?
Yeah, Jaron from Cadillac 3. I was drawing a blank on that. I walked in, he was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just a friend of Kip's." And he was like, "Oh, cool." And he could not have been cooler. And he's a genius. In studio, to see him work, he is a genius. I would never tell him that after hanging out with him, but I'm sure he would love to hear that. Later, he told me, he was like, "Man, I don't let you know. I've done I think he's done 3 or 4 projects with him." And he said, "I've never seen him bring somebody in the studio, man." I was like, "Oh, cool." So it was nice. Kip didn't tell me that part, but it was cool that I was included in it, man. So it was pretty dope.
Yeah, and the energy of being in a room when you're in the studio, because I've done that with some friends and stuff, but not any Trey and Muscadine, they'll have friends come in and
Trey's
pop
the
in
man,
the studio.
so that's cool.
Yeah,
shout out Trey.
Yeah, shout out Trey. Thank you for letting us use your studio, buddy. DM Monday Studios. He'll have folks pop in, but to get a look into the creative process for one of your buddies, who's also, I'm guessing, you probably became friends because you probably started out as a Kip Moore fan, right?
No, yeah. I mean, it's a funny story. I thought Kip was talented. I worked in, just like you, I worked in country radio, so I met him in work spots, and I'll give Kip all the credit in the world on this, and that Kip keeps his circle tight, and he's like the consummate professional. If he needs to be somewhere, he's there 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early. He'll do whatever he needs to do to get his artwork out there. But it's we weren't chummy by no means. I liked his music, but I'm a fan of storytelling, so I like a lot of people's music. And so I think our friendship just grew over the years. We were cool with one another. Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Keep it moving for years before we started kind of hanging out. And I went through some stuff in my life that he caught wind of, because we have some really close mutual friends, and he reached out and was like, "Yo, I'm going to be in town in a month. Let's go grab a beer. I want to check on you." And that was the first time that I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, maybe this isn't a work thing." That was kind of cool. And so once you get to know Kip as a person, and I know not a lot of people do, he's one of the coolest dudes on the planet. Yeah, just ridiculous. I love him. I'm so proud of him, and yeah, it's been a blessing for me to be a part of his life.
Yeah, the first show that I went to going out of college, where I was like, all right, I fuck with country music.
Yeah.
It was in New Jersey. It was the at the PNC Bank Arts Center in Homedale, and it was Drake White, and the fire, whatever the band name that was attached to Drake at the time. Kip Moore, something about a truck had just come out, and then Toby Keith, and it was one of those nights where you never know what Toby's gonna say or do.
Well, that's every night with Toby.
Yeah, it was oh, dude, yeah, I've seen Toby like 10 times, and no song has ever sounded the same.
Yeah,
and he just brings the party. But that was in 2013, so to see the different evolution of an artist like Kip Moore too, to where he's at now.
Yeah, I mean, Truck,
sick.
Still one of his biggest songs.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, he's the man. So it was cool to be a part of that process. But yeah, that kept me in Nashville, which I learned a lot about Nashville. When you stay here for an extended amount of time. Like, I was on my way over here to the studio, and the traffic might be worse here than it is in LA.
Really?
Man, it's terrible here.
That's a bold statement.
What's going on out here, man?
Well, there's no mass transit. There's not a single drop. There technically is a train in Hermitage out near where I live that you can take, and it drops you off right on the river across from the stadium.
Well, you're a New York guy. That must have been an adjustment.
Yeah, no mass transit, bro. Yeah, like I've been going. I used to average going to like 10 to 15 Yankees games a year, but I would never drive.
Yeah, of course not.
I'd drive over the Tappan Zee Bridge, get on the train in Tarrytown, take it in, have a couple beers.
Is it the A train that takes you up, or the 456?
It's just Metro North.
Okay.
So I wasn't in, but I've done the subway system, and that's where I want to get Sweet Boy in there because he's from Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
They still ride horses through drive-throughs there. Like they don't know what they're doing. But like
that's sick.
Because like big cities like Nashville's getting to that level where it's a big freaking city.
Yeah, like 4 people cut me off on the way over here. Didn't care nothing about it. I was like, I'm in a big city now. This is not, if you're in a small town, people are like, oh, my bad. No, like 4 times people are like, get out of the way.
Yeah, especially with all those mergers and when you have 24 and 40 meeting up and it's just such a hub and like we get over 100 bachelorette parties a year. I think it's probably closer to 200
I did
now.
read where it took over Vegas as the bachelorette party capital of the world now.
Yeah, and dude, and the downtown I guess it's grown a lot. So I've been here since 2018.
Okay.
Like I got down here right before Aldean's and Luke's opened up.
Okay.
And Broadway was still, Crazy Town was still there. Like it was still kind of that bro country era of Broadway. And now it's turned into where all the artists that were booming there have their own places.
Sure.
Second Avenue, bro, is about to be the spot again.
Oh, yeah?
Second Avenue used to be the spot before when Broadway still
You got to fill me in. What's Second Avenue?
Second Avenue, it's the
Midtown bars that are right near here?
So Second Avenue down off Broadway. So it's downtown. It's going, so if you're like at Bridgestone, it's walking down towards the river.
Okay.
And Second Ave, you make that left. There's about to be like Luke Combs just partnered with Ryman Hospitality Group to take over the Wild Horse. So Luke Combs is going to have a bar. Yep. They just announced they're going to call it, is it Nashville Live, McElwain? I think what you said they were going to call it. It's going to be a PBR bar.
I'm too old for Broadway, so all this is going to be wasted.
Dude, it's just going to be chaos, and they're knocking it down to be a one lane road and extending out the street thing. They have like dining outside. It's just like Live Oak, which we do our writers' nights at.
Yeah, I've been to a few writers' around at Live Oak.
Yeah, it's a great venue. We love the team there, and happy to be a part of the Live Oak family. They just bought out the old BB Kings and are going to be turning that into like a venue and a spot where they're running. Barstool just opened up this past week.
So I went to the Barstool one for the grand opening.
What'd you think?
Loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great. Amazing.
Yeah, it fits the vibe, and they've been kind of inching their ways into Nashville with Bussin' with the Boys and Plenty Balls being down here every couple months and like things like that. So it's cool to see them have it. DraftKings is about to fucking open up like a sports book bar.
Yeah, Nashville's popping.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah. It's chaos. It's wild. So are you from Cali originally?
No, I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh shit, that's right. We were talking about that. You were saying how Trey mentions Raleigh. Yeah, I like. So you're a big Wolfpack guy.
No, I'm a Tar Heel.
Really? What was that like growing up in Raleigh and being a Tar Heel?
Well, both my parents graduated from NC State, so obviously as a small kid, I pulled for State, not knowing, I wasn't making choices for my own. I just wanted to be, my dad's my hero. He pulled for State, so I pulled for State.
Big Jimmy V guy.
Yeah, and so when you move away from home, I think it might have been a little bit earlier. My sister went to Carolina, so I started pulling for Carolina just because of her, and then I'm a basketball guy, and the program was great, and it was always exciting to pull for him. But when you leave North Carolina, there's nothing more North Carolina than the University of North Carolina. So, like, it was kind of like a badge of honor of, like, oh, this is where I'm from. This is what I rep. And, nothing against NC State because I was born in Raleigh. I was born on Tobacco Road in between NC State and Chapel Hill. But, when you walk around anywhere in the country and you tell people you're from Carolina, they're like, oh, you must be a Tar Heel. It was just more of like, it deeply enrooted me still with my hometown, being a Carolina Tar Heel fan. So that was why.
Well, one thing that you have in common with all the Wolfpack fans is fuck Duke.
Yeah, for sure. Which is odd because Coach K came to some of my high school games, and at one point in time, there was an opportunity to walk on at Duke to play basketball.
Really?
And one of my best friends is Jay Will. So, Jay, if you see this, we lived together in New York for quite a long time.
No shit.
It was weird because I'm a diehard Tar Heel and he's obviously not. So, we would get into several entertaining conversations
How
about
big
it.
is that? How big is that rivalry? Because I've gotten to see, like, I grew up Yankees, Red Sox, like the New York, Boston stuff or New York, Philly stuff. And then I've only worked with acts from Alabama, you know? So I've only worked with Muscadine, with Trey. So I've gotten to experience the Iron Bowl.
I love Muscadine.
Yeah, they're good, great dudes. Love Charlie and Gary. But it's funny because when I was with them, I was technically an Auburn fan.
Oh, okay.
Because they were big Ward Eagle guys. So we used to time sound check for shows on Saturday during football season with them being able to watch Auburn football.
Yeah,
Auburn football wasn't very good at that point.
Yeah.
And then Trey, huge Alabama fan. They're a big Roll Tide camp. And I got to experience like what it's like when you don't have too many professional sports teams, the college rivalries are just crazy. So you growing up on Tobacco Road, you have that trio.
Yeah, for sure. And then when I was growing up, we didn't have the Panthers and we didn't have the Hornets, so it was the same thing. It's kind of like the Alabama Auburn thing. I would say it's very much like the Michigan Ohio State. The thing that makes it uniquely cool is that rivalry is separated by 7 miles. 7.5 miles. So you're on top of each other's fan bases. Like everywhere you go is somebody that's pulling for one of those two schools. Big shout out to NC State, but most of the NC State fans live on NC State's campus. Yeah. They're like paying tuition. So once you leave NC State, you're either a Duke or Carolina fan. And so I don't know if any other rivalry, the fan bases are on top of each other like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty intense. It's amazing. I just got a chance to. This is such a name drop, so I apologize. I interviewed Matt Leinart for USC.
I saw that,
and
bro.
he talked about rivalries, and he was like, man, one of the bucket list things that I ever wanted to do was go to a Carolina Duke game. So, like, growing up in it, you're aware of it, but getting out and being on another coast and hearing other people talk about how dope the rivalry is, you're like, okay, yeah, it's pretty massive.
Yeah, and for a guy that's a West Coast football guy to be like, I want to go to this East Coast ACC basketball rivalry.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That speaks to why it is one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
So where did you go after Carolina? Like, where'd you?
Well, yeah, I've been all over the place. So I played professionally in Germany for a little bit, and then came back, moved to New York, lived in New York City, just try to figure out. I mean, this is incredibly embarrassing. Just try to figure out life outside of hoop. And I started modeling, I was a terrible model. So this is not a drop.
That's a thing to do in New York.
Yeah, for sure. And I got asked to do like this big job, and I thought it was going to be so dope. And I show up, and they're like asking me to pass out hors d'oeuvres in my underwear. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not cool, man. Like, this is not cool. I'm going to figure something else out.
Yeah.
And then I started dating this actress, which, she was shooting a show in New York for all my children. Then all of those shows moved to California. So we moved to California. I chased her. Mistake. And, just kind of fell into country radio. So, like, New York to L.A., Germany, all over, just trying to live life. And honestly, when I grew up, I was like, man, I want to live next door to my parents. And so I have not followed that plan very well.
Yeah, well, my plan growing up was I wanted to stay in New York. I wanted to work in sports media. So, like, I was the kid. I went to Ryder in Jersey.
Yeah,
and the MAC, baby, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. We were all them Catholic Jesuit schools, and then you have a couple private schools.
Are your team colors green and white?
No,
is that
is Manhattan.
Oh, okay, that's
Manhattan. It's got Manhattan, Fairfield, Marist, Iona.
Yeah,
all the very small gyms. Like we were a Division I school, and our gymnasium held 1,600 people.
Because Jay's from Jersey, so I'm familiar with Ryder a little bit.
Yeah, so I wanted to like be on ESPN and do all that. Like, I interned with the MSG Network growing up and wanted to be a sports guy.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd work in. Like, I always loved country music, but I never thought I'd be 14 hours away from home in a different time zone in the South.
How did it start for you? Country.
So it started
because you're a radio guy. You did radio for a while.
Yeah. So I did. So for me, like, my first concert growing up was Tim McGraw. It was back when it was Hosscat Tim McGraw doing the Eric Church thing, where when Church did the 61 days thing, and it was no openers, and Hosscat Tim McGraw with the Fu Manchu playing 3 hours a night. Just crazy shit. So I saw him in 03. I was in the 3rd grade, and country had always been like. But I grew up like listening to all kinds of different music. But then when I went to college, I got a job with the athletic department. I was like helping run the press conferences, do all the sports information shit, get to know the players, and then working. I was writing for for the sports section of the school paper, doing all sports related stuff.
Nice.
And I remember walking in because I went to a couple country shows that summer, and I learned that the odds as a single 18-year-old, the odds are very much in your favor at a country music concert. You see a lot of pretty girls at a country show.
That's still the case.
Oh, it is very much, very
yes.
much still the case.
Yeah.
Which between that and just like the culture of it, it was a lot of fun. And then I walked into my college radio station for a meeting, and I saw on the calendar, I saw something that said Redneck Radio. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So I got into doing that, and then I realized how you can get access to artists through radio. Like the country community has such a respect for country radio, even still to this day.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, for
Back
sure.
in 2013, and we started reaching out and getting artists on our little 25-watt college radio station that nobody fucking listened to.
Yeah.
But we had all these guys and girls as they were coming up, and I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'm into this now. And then had some buddies that were in the local scene in Jersey move down here, and they used to call me up once a week, be like, dude, you got to get down here. Dude, you got to get down here.
Yeah.
Came down to visit, and halfway through that week, I had my job at Whiskey Row and had a spot in Spring Hill, 45 minutes. Figured 45 minutes is a lot close. 45 minutes outside of town, it's a lot closer than 14 hours away from town.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So
that's an upgrade.
That's kind of how it happened.
Nice.
Just using
And never look back, man.
No,
And now look at
dude.
you, just a mogul in the country music community. Just a mogul.
we're
just crushing it.
We're working on it, man.
Hey, this studio is nice, man. I'm halfway joking, but I'm halfway serious. You're doing something right, man.
Yeah, dude, it's a cool spot, and it's been cool to like watch this grow, and then like to watch artists grow from. And you've been around the game long enough where you've seen artists like a Kip, like different folks come up over the last few years. Like,
Sure.
I'm sure you remember your first time meeting old Morgan Wallen, old Luke Combs, all those guys.
Yeah.
Those were guys I had in my college radio show in 2014.
Well, Luke and I went to App State together, so
okay.
I got an in with church, and when I got my start in radio, that was like my in. I went to App State.
So Adam Church is a good friend of ours.
Oh,
And
amazing,
so
yeah.
Adam's opened up a bunch of shows for Trey, and we've gotten to know him very well. And
I don't know him, but I know his story, and
Yeah.
he's obviously a legend in Boone.
Yeah, and it's there's something everybody talks about Georgia, and Georgia's great. We love Georgia.
Yeah.
There's something in the water there with country music. The Carolinas do not get enough credit. The Carolinas and Alabama.
Yeah.
There is a lot of good music that comes out of there.
We do all right.
And especially in the
I mean, we got
country
two
world.
guys up for like Artist of the Year every year now. So
Yeah.
especially our little school. So I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, what is Boone? I've never been to Boone. What is
it's
Boone, North
gorgeous.
Carolina like?
It's God's country. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Mountains everywhere, picturesque. People are nice. It's still got that small town charm, but it's exploding. It's obviously a huge football town now. I mean, they were top 25 like 3 out of the last 5 years.
Where were you the day that they upset Michigan at the Big House? Do you remember where you were?
I was slinging drinks in New York City on 42nd and 2nd Street at a bar called McFadden's.
Oh, dude, I love McFadden's.
Yeah,
That's a
so
legendary place.
Me and a teammate from App State, we used to bartend and manage there, and we had a few beers that night. And then shout out to Corey Lynch, the guy who blocked the field goal. He's a buddy of ours and married Sissy Graham, and it's cool. Boone is similar to Nashville in that it's a large city now. It's not as large as Nashville, but you end up knowing everybody. You see people around and you get to know them pretty quickly. And so it was a great place. There's a reason Eric Church named his son Boone. He loves it.
Yeah, and I have family in East Tennessee, like just over the other side of the mountains, in like the Tri-Cities, so like Bristol, Johnson City, like that area. And I never went to it, but they used to take my sister and like my cousins to what's that big fucking? There's a big ass house, the Biltmore, is it?
Yeah, the Biltmore City. I think that's in Asheville, though, right?
Is that
Yeah,
Asheville?
that's in Asheville, yeah.
How far?
I think so.
Is Asheville and Boone are kind of far?
No, maybe an hour, hour and 15.
Okay,
maybe?
so like the same type of Carolina.
I mean, Asheville put out some products too. I mean, I think Chase Rice is from Asheville, and there's a couple other people that write out of Asheville. And I think Combs got his start playing gigs down in Asheville. I mean, I know he played for Adam and Boone for a little bit, but I think it was really down in Asheville, if I'm not mistaken, that he started playing and catching some, social media attention for his stuff and his covers and everything.
Yeah. So when did you kind of get started doing the radio stuff? How do you go from slinging drinks at McFadden's? That's so cool that you say McFadden's too.
Yeah,
I've had
McFadden's
some nights
Saloon.
in there.
Man, we've all had some nights in there. Rest in peace, McFadden's. I think COVID got it.
Yeah.
I think there was a McFadden's here for a little while.
There was.
Downtown. Unfortunately, I think it got affected with the bombing.
Yep.
Oh, man,
yeah,
it's
which
terrible.
is where all these new bars are opening.
Oh, really?
It's kind of wild.
Oh, is that the one you were describing?
Second Avenue. That whole whole strip.
Oh, okay.
That whole strip is where all these new bars are opening, and it's going to be 4 or 5 story bars. Just
Okay, I'm
rocking.
familiar then, just because the McFadden spot.
Yep,
and that's terrible. For all the businesses that were affected by that horrific. I mean, Nashville's been through some stuff in the last few years.
Yeah, dude. I remember in a 2-week span, we had the tornado and we had COVID start.
Yeah,
within like a
man.
week of each other.
Yeah, that's
Remember from being like, I got a busy year of touring with the Muscadine guys to then
God,
being
I
like,
love the
hey, this
Muscadine
week's
guys.
canceled. This week's canceled. Oh, the whole tour's canceled. I'm like, oh shit.
I left LA a couple weeks ago for this business trip that I've been on, and Muscadine played like the day after I left. I was so pissed. I've never seen them live. And like,
You've
I love
never seen them live?
them. No,
Bro. And
I'm
they
huge
were
fans.
Yeah, and they were just on that was their first time out West Coast.
Yeah, I had never seen them out there, but I play them on our show all the time. And
Yeah.
like, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Love those guys.
Yeah, they're good dudes, and what's cool about what they do is and it's awesome that you play them on your show
All the
'cause
time.
They
I play
are
the full amount. Pieces is like my new thing right now. And then obviously they've got the rock stuff they just dropped that we play.
Yeah.
Jamie All Over, we play a bunch.
yes, yeah, dude. The fact that they're independent like they are.
Yeah, which is probably
Is-
smart. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had so many conversations about independent or record deal, but there was someone who offered me an A&R job not too long ago, and the first thing I thought of was like, I wonder if I could get Muscadine. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, there's something about what you have to do is you have to have the work ethic to not really want to have the team around you because
Yeah.
I've seen that with Trey. Like we saw when Trey had his explosion and it was independent, we were doing everything ourselves. It was very incredibly grassroots, and it still is in a sense. But he's got a label deal now. But now you have all these resources. Gary and Charlie just put the whole team on their back. Like they're both Greg Jennings, and they just get after it.
Yeah.
And they're already like record 4 is
Yeah.
fucking already in the works. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, I can remember
crazy.
hearing Port Swing Angel for the first
Yep.
time and being like, "Pfft, man, these dudes, they're gonna be around for as long as they want to be.
Yeah, and I mean they're as good of a duo in country music that there's been in the last 10 years. It's wild, and the class of guys and girls that they came up with that were around that same time. Look at what Laney's doing. They're under that Luke Combs tree. You
Yeah,
look
that Pieces song, I think Laney's on that song.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. That was because I used to co-host their podcast with them. I helped produce and co-host that. And we had Laney on for an episode.
Nice.
Not long after they
She's
did
got
that.
a future, I think. I think
think
she's
so.
Got, yeah,
I think
she's
so.
got a future.
I think so. How's like what is the West Coast scene like as far as country music? Because you guys have, I call it country music Coachella. That's what I
Yeah.
call Stagecoach.
Yeah.
I'm like I want.
Have you been to Coachella?
No, but
Okay,
and I
well, then
haven't
you
been
would
to
never say
Stagecoach.
that. Yeah, you
Well,
would
I
never
feel
say
like-
that.
well, from what it looks like, it
Yeah.
looks like that.
Sure.
Compared to other ones, like I was just at Tailgate and Tall Boys in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah, how was that?
It was redneck as fuck. I'm going to a country concert in Ohio. Like I've experienced the Midwest, I've experienced the Northeast, I've experienced the Southeast. I guess it looks like that kind of Coachella thing.
Well, if you've ever been to Coachella, which I've been to several Coachellas, and then you go to Stagecoach because they're back to back. If anyone's not familiar, they're two music festivals. Coachella's an all genre music festival that like 112 people go to, 112,000 people go to. Stagecoach is held the third weekend after a 2-weekend run of Coachella. If you've ever been to both, they're
very
polar
different.
opposites.
They are polar
They're polar
opposites.
opposites. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm judging, but Coachella's drug culture and after parties. Like half the people that go to Coachella don't even go to the festival; they just go to the after parties.
Oh, it's that Hollywood vibe
Yeah,
where it's
it's
like,
like-
who cares about the main event?
There's
We're going to
huge,
the
like,
after party.
Victoria's Secret party or so and so's party, and like it's cool. Like you get to do it. I did
Yeah.
it once. One of my friends, he's the lead singer of Laney.
Oh,
And
no
so
shit. That's cool.
I went and he played the main stage at Coachella, and he was like, "Yo, you got to come down." So all right, cool. And obviously, he got invited to everything, so we got to experience a lot of Coachella. And then I was like, "Okay, I mean, I get it, but I wouldn't do it again. It's just not for me. I
Not your
like the
thing.
music."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess from the outsider in, you could say it's the Coachella,
Because
but
they're both in the same area, right?
there's the same fields, it's the same venue, same everything.
So wait, that people that run that,
Yeah,
run that-
Golden Voice. It's
Wow.
Coachella weekend 1, Coachella weekend 2, Stagecoach weekend 3.
what a chaotic month.
Oh yeah, people make their mortgages. They put their houses up on Airbnb and just cake for 3 weekends, and then they're good to go for the year.
What are like some of the amusements and attractions within Stagecoach? Because I've heard nothing but good things about it. you
Yeah,
know?
no,
Like,
I
I'm not
just-
hating on Stagecoach at all.
I mean, I was fortunate. Shout out Amazon Music. I got to host it this year. So
Oh, no shit.
They did a
sick.
partnership for the very first year. They did a live stream. So like, if you wanted to watch Stagecoach, if you had Amazon Prime, they streamed the entire show. And I
cool.
was the host. or one of the hosts. There was 3 of us, and so they get all the different stages. There's 4 or 5 different stages there, and there's activations. This year they did a partnership with Yellowstone because a lot of the artists from Yellowstone, Ryan Bingham, Laney, Luke Grimes, they all performed. Taylor Sheridan was there, and so like there was a whole. It wasn't my part of the job. I didn't get to go over there, but they did a whole activation where you could go in and like they rebuilt one of the barns from Yellowstone. So you go in and check it out and meet some of the cast members, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, it's very different from Coachella. Highly recommended if you. I mean, I've been to a few. Stagecoach is my favorite. I mean, I'm biased because I am a Southern California country guy.
Yeah.
And I know what an event it is because out there, there's 13 million people in Los Angeles County. So when you go out, not everybody is a country music fan, but you don't realize, oh, wait a minute, there's so many people here. It's just watered down. So when you go to a country show, you're around all these people, and you're like, where do all these people live? They live all over. It's just LA is so big, like you're not running into them a bunch.
Yeah, but there is kind of that community to where if you are going to a lot of club shows because that's how I felt coming up in the Jersey scene.
Yeah,
like
you make friends quickly.
I'd go to Jenks every Wednesday night during the summer and see the artists that were coming up doing the free full band radio show thing.
Yeah,
but you would recognize people each week that would be in the front row, that would be doing the meet and greet, that would be buying the merch, that would be out in the smoking section ripping darts, like those same folks. And I feel like the West Coast and the Northeast kind of have that similar vibe because folks down in the South are like, oh, California, they don't know country music. Bullshit, they don't know country music. You ever heard of Merle Haggard and fucking Bakersfield? You ever heard of
Dwight Yoakam,
John Party, Brett Young? I mean, bro, the list goes on and on and on. And then with the Northeast, there's this appreciation because we don't get a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get Muscadine Bloodline coming up to the Northeast. This was their first West Coast tour they've ever done. You know, like a lot of acts don't go out that far.
Yeah, I think, honestly, at the end of the day, a lot of it does come down to money. Like, can you afford to get the bus there and back?
Yeah.
Like, how many shows can you play? How big are the venues? Can we make our investment back? But I do think there's country music fans everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
California now is becoming, in the last 15 years, I would say, a very profitable move for artists. So it wasn't that, artists from Nashville didn't want to go to California. I just didn't think, maybe labels didn't think it was a great business move. And now there's so many venues and there's such an explosion of country music out there and artists that are coming from California, representing California, that people are showing up and buying hard tickets. So the investment on getting there and doing shows and doing runs there is well worth it.
Yeah, there's 2 artists from California that are coming up right now, and they're baby acts. They're kids that are playing a lot of our rounds and stuff. A kid named Carson Wallace.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with him yet. He goes to Belmont. He's 19, but labels are going
Belmont puts out products, bro.
They do, man. I mean, just like Carolina puts out products on the basketball court, Belmont puts out products. And if the basketball court were country music, they put out products.
Belmont's got a good basketball team too, but they crush. They crush in country music.
Yeah, and then there's a girl named Sam Stone who's from Los Angeles County, and she's definitely a little left of center with her sound, where it's very traditional Western, but it is awesome. So
nice.
It's cool to see the action. Like there's a kid coming up right now. His name's Aiden Canfield. That's from New York. Grew up from where the hell? It's Westchester. He's from.
Okay.
So like just outside the city, but he's down here and got a booking deal and a pub deal. Like it's
I just started listening to a guy from Boston, Northeast, Logan Michael. He's legit, man. He's awesome. I love that kid.
Yeah, he's solid. I saw him play at CMA Fest, and he did solid. This year was my first CMA Fest, not having to work at a bar or be on the road with someone. I just met with the guy
yesterday. I had lunch with him for some shit I can't talk about because I probably won't get it. But he created the CMA Fest broadcast.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're a legend. I mean, he did a million things. He was telling me about his life, and I was like, man, I got to get going. But I was like, this dude has done everything under the sun. But they were getting ready to cancel it. They were getting ready to cancel CMA Fest when it was at the fairgrounds, and then they obviously were going to move it if they continued it, and people were going to vote on it. So a little fun fact I found out yesterday, I didn't know this, CMA Fest was saved in Los Angeles, California on Sunset Boulevard. That's where they had the vote, and that's where they had the meeting. This guy was like 19 or 20 at the time and said, well, I got an idea. Let's he filmed it. He wrote the sizzle for it, and then he sold the idea and the concept of turning it into, all right, we'll film everything at the festival, then we'll turn it into a broadcast. And he's responsible for saving CMA Fest. So big shout out, Rob Deaton, if you're out there, buddy.
And that is a big That's been a huge thing for country music.
Amazing.
Expanding.
I think he produces it now. I think he's like the main dude. But like, can you imagine someone? Hey, what'd you do with your life? Oh, I saved CMA Fest. Like, yo, I was like, check. I can't compete with that.
I put live country music performance, like country music's biggest event, out of Nashville. I brought it to the masses on national television.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool accomplishment.
Or just saving it from death. Like he said they were going to cancel it, and then he came up with the idea that kind of financially helped keep it alive. And then now, what was it, like 50 years this year?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, 50 years, and it just gets bigger and bigger every year, which is really cool. And it's cool to see that there's more and more artists being involved with it. Like, it's not just the artists being ponied around by the labels.
Sure.
It's a lot of independent acts have places in there.
Well, that's changing quite a bit now,
stages.
which is nice. Obviously, I work for a streamer, so I'm big on giving everybody the light that they need. But it's nice that there's other venues because look, there's going to be a place for labels forever, and I think labels are amazing. And if you can get a record deal, I think it's not for everybody, like you said, but it's still like it does help.
Yeah.
But it's nice that some of these independents and like you said, they're getting to play really cool events, and they don't have to have that now because there's only so many spots on those labels.
Yeah. So I go out to California where do I go to see a country show? Like where would you recommend? Because I've done Moonshine Beach and I've done Moonshine Flats.
Yeah.
San Diego, those are fun.
Man, San Diego, any of the beach towns, like they do some of those festivals down in Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach. Like it's such a cool vibe, and it does bring in the element of California. And some of the country artists that come out there, they really start leaning into it. Like instead of the cowboy boots, you'll see them out there in sandals and like they got a cold one, just relaxing. And so you get to see them in a different light. But guys like Morgan, they're playing L.A. They're playing crypto, and like it's a spectacle. It's something. It's a sight to see. So anywhere, but down on the beach, down in Hermosa, or anywhere in Orange County, like the House of Blues down in Orange County is pretty dope.
Yeah, I might have to try to get out because we're trying to hit a lot of festivals. Like that's our thing with Raised Rowdy right now. Because Raised Rowdy started at country concert in Fort Loramie, Ohio, and it was just a bunch of dudes, like Nicky T being one of them. They call themselves the Rowdy Gentlemen of Leisure, and they would just get drunk at festivals and just be the folks at the side stage, like front row, like supporting the up and comers and all that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get to a lot of festivals. So like
that's really cool. By the way,
I want to get out. I want to do Stagecoach, and the other one, what's the one in Washington or Oregon? Watershed?
Oh, Watershed, yeah.
I want to do those two.
Yeah,
those
Watershed, man. I've never been, but the pictures.
The Gorge.
Yeah, man, the Gorge. Unbelievable. I was supposed to see Stapleton at the Gorge with my pastor of all people. Shout out Mr. Judah Smith. And something happened.
Awesome.
I think Stapleton had like vocal issues and he canceled it or something. Like this a couple years ago.
Yeah, that place. I remember seeing the video. Hardy puts out some of the best tour content. Of anybody. Him and Tanner, they have great system.
That's another guy's got a future.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Right.
He walks around with a printing press, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's wild. But watching, I think they put up a clip, and it's like they have like a driving range there, and you just hit golf balls just off into the gorge.
Yeah, that's
like one of the amenities that's there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be cool to check that out. So what do you have like coming up, and talk a little bit about your show that you've got? It's on Amazon, which is on Amazon.
Yeah, so Amazon Music is launching its own radio platform.
Sick.
And I used to work for Spotify, and before that I did a TV show with Travis Tritt, Shania Twain, and Jake Owen here in Nashville called Real Country. So
yeah. I remember seeing that. That was a few years back. Yeah.
Larry Fleet was one of the contestants on it. Tierra was one of the contestants. I was the host, so it was really cool. But Amazon approached me about helping build out the arm of their country branch of this radio platform. And so now I just do a daily morning show. Check out AMP. It's we have everybody from Kip and Brett and Brothers Osborne and like all the Laney and all these acts that you know and love. But then we also have we had a guy named Landon Wall on the other day.
Landon.
Matt Schuster.
Yeah,
who
we
I
know
love.
Matty.
Yeah, I love Matt, man. His voice is ridiculous.
Yep, it's ridiculous, and he's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Which is what's crazy. He's so good right now, and he's still figuring out. What's it like going from doing the terrestrial morning show where it's like a clock setup and you're thrown into traffic and the weather, and you're doing the callers and the this and the that? What's it like doing that for a streamer?
Man, I loved, shout out Go Country 105 and entire Southern California country community. I loved it. I mean, it was my first job in radio. I had never done radio. I didn't study radio. I just got put on the radio.
Yeah.
And so I know everybody in the radio business hates me. So like, you didn't start in like Salina, Texas. I'm like, nah. I just started in Los Angeles. And so I have nothing but amazing things to say about the whole team there and country radio in itself. But it is really cool and really fun because I would go to these music meetings, and I worked for someone whose family, the station out there was privately owned, so the family kind of like family tree ran everything.
Yeah.
And so you would make recommendations, but I didn't have any real power. I mean, I could make some suggestions, and some of those worked out heavily in my benefit. So when Chris Stapleton was going around and people weren't playing Chris Stapleton, I was heavy on. We had a dinner and Chris Stapleton's team was there, and I was leaning in heavy about, I think Chris Stapleton's going to be the biggest thing in country music.
Like, dude, this is working like right now. Like, it's happening.
Well, this was in like 2000. This was before the CMA thing with
Luke.
With Justin Timberlake. When he blew up. This was before that.
So what was the song that was?
What are you listening to?
Oh,
he shot that as a single. Nobody would play it, and so. I don't think they were shopping that single at the time, but he was going around meeting people and stuff. And I said at that dinner, I was just like, yo, I think this guy, I had heard him with the Steel Drivers, so I was familiar.
Yeah.
And, whatever. It works out. Your bosses go a different direction. It happens.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen with my show at this moment in time. There's a freedom to book whoever I want, to play whatever I want. And so that has been a really cool thing to be able to shed light on stories that probably would have gotten turned down at my old job. Like, oh, well, they don't have any charting songs yet. I'm like, yeah, that's the cool part about it. Like, we'll get in early.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to buy Apple stock now. You know what I mean? So like, I loved my job there. I loved the people. It was really cool being a part of a community. Like, you get up and you tell funny stories about what you did. And I'm really self-deprecating, so I'll just make fun of myself all the time.
Same.
And I think that puts people at ease. We're like, oh, well, this guy don't take himself too seriously. And so you get to go to local events and people, you feel innately like you have friends in the community.
Yeah. Weirdest radio event you did? Because I know we've all done as personalities. Like, I did some interesting ones back home in New
Give me
Jersey.
an example of
like
weird.
like an appearance or like a remote or like where you're just at. I guess you're in really like major markets, so it's probably a little different. LA. I was in like market 42, 43 in like central New Jersey.
Okay, yeah, that
So, like,
I would imagine you
get,
saw some things.
Like we had an AM. Like I'd go out with, and I was also doing the promotion stuff.
Okay.
So I was a street teamer for part of it. That's how I got my start. Like we would go to like semi-pro wrestling things, and I watched Tommy Dreamer hit some guy with a trash can.
That's amazing.
And all for $10 an hour, sleeping on my boss's couch because I loved it.
I'm probably going to get in trouble for this because me and this gentleman don't get along anymore. I guess we're fine, but I had a guy that I worked with, and to his credit, he worked really hard in regards to the street team stuff.
Yeah.
He loved that stuff. So he was kind of the producer / co-host, but eventually, definitely the co-host. But he started out as the producer, and I'll give him his credit. He did all of that, and he loved it, though. So I didn't have to go to any of those things. I would go to anything they asked me to, of course. Like, I'm not too cool for nothing.
But also, talent fees are nice.
Yeah.
They'll hit you with them talent fees. At least they did back in Jersey.
Handsomely for my job.
Yeah, you're in LA, bro.
Yeah, I told the story not too long ago with somebody at dinner. I was bartending and landscaping, and so when I went to interview for the job, I had no idea. I'd never done radio. I had no idea what people from radio got paid. And I'm thinking, all right, if they offer me $40,000, I'm in. And the agent that sent me in on it was my modeling agent. So I'm like, he doesn't know what these people make. We have no idea.
Yeah.
And push comes to shove, I get the call, like, yeah, they're gonna make an offer. They loved you. I'm like, oh, amazing, incredible. And in my mind, I'm thinking if they pay me $40,000, I'll be able to bartend less, and I probably can stop mowing lawns.
And it'll be a cool job. I can talk about country music.
And I love country music. Yeah. And I'm from North Carolina, and like my parents can listen to me, and it'll make me a little bit closer with my family. It'll be super dope. They came back, and it was like, I'll never forget. This is a true story. I was sitting in my buddy's living room. My agent, I was like, oh, my agent's calling. My agent, my modeling agent. He's not a real agent. And he goes, well, they made an offer, but I'm be honest with you, it was a little low. We honestly had to turn it down. And I was like, okay, but what does that mean? Like, is the process over? Like, what was the offer? And he was like, oh, they offered $100K. I was like, yo, where are you at? Because I will drive to you right now and kill you. Like, I was just, and it worked out. They knew what they were doing, and luckily he had passed it on to a guy in the agency that had dealt with audio space, and so it worked out really well where I did not have to do or need to do, and it was a really cool thing to allow the producer of our show, who chimed in and like he became a part of the show. He did a lot of that stuff, and he really liked it. He really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh, cool, man. You do that, and I'll do the other stuff. And yeah. So I didn't have a lot of weird encounters because, like in L.A., I don't know, we just didn't have a lot of stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah. Where do you think the homeless population's worse, L.A. or Nashville? Because it's pretty bad here.
Yeah. So I haven't encountered it in Nashville. I haven't been here long enough.
We got to get you to Hermitage, bro. We got a village out there.
Yeah, I hate that it's even a conversation. It's pretty bad in L.A. I live in Studio City, and I love Studio City, but it's becoming an issue. It's becoming a problem, and I don't know what the answer is, but man,
because it's like I remember being in San Diego, and this was 2017.
I mean, if I was homeless, I'd want to live in LA.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense why it would be like
or Florida. I'd sleep on the beach.
Like that storm that came through yesterday. You don't want that. You don't want that shit.
Yeah, I got stuck in that. I was sitting in Kip's truck, being like, when is this gonna stop raining? Because I had to run to the studio. I was like, you don't see this in LA. You don't see that crazy thunderstorm out of nowhere.
Yeah, it had to be different, the weather for you going out that way, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I love that, you can I have a very basic sense of style. I wear the same stuff every day, but in California, you get away with it. People are like, oh, that guy must be important. He looks like trash. Like, he's not dressed at all. That guy's like got to be rich. When you go somewhere like Nashville, where I would imagine you guys have all 4 seasons and weather, the wardrobe gets extensive. I don't really like having those choices. I'm like, what T-shirt do I'll wear this T-shirt today. Perfect.
I'll wear this ball cap. I'll wear this pair of jeans.
I don't mix it up too much.
That's cool. Yeah, I want to get out to Cali some more. I want to get out and check it out, and then I want to check out. I hear Arizona's a lot of fun too.
I've been to Arizona a few times on golf trips. I'm not great at golf, but it's been great.
I'm not either, but I love going and doing it. There's
People in Arizona love their lives. They're there for a reason. They're lifers.
That's where the New York witness protection people are.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, that's like
nice.
like in like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Where at the end of Goodfellas, when they send Ray Liotta out, he's in Arizona.
Yeah, shout out and rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Yeah. Where's some spots you like going to here? Like, are you you don't sound like too much of a Broadway guy.
I'm not a Broadway guy, and again, this is like a crazy name drop. But usually, if I'm here, I'm with artists.
Yeah.
And so artists innately hate Broadway.
They don't, except for a few.
Really?
There are a few that love it.
I heard Chris Young loves Broadway or loves Midtown.
Chris Young loves Midtown.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen loves Broadway.
Does he really?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen
I haven't talked. I mean, Morgan and I are like we're Instagram friends. Like, we'll exchange messages on Instagram. Yeah. I haven't called Morgan in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. If I was even knowing Morgan, if I saw Morgan out on Broadway, I'd be like, this was such a great night.
Yeah, but it's just like because some folks love the chaos of Broadway.
Yeah, Kip is not one of those guys.
Trey Lewis, he's just celebrated 16 years of sobriety. He doesn't drink, smoke, nothing. Completely straight. Yeah. Straight edge. He goes out to Broadway all the time.
Really?
And the reason he likes it is because when you're in Midtown, you have to talk business. You're seeing other artists, other writers, folks that know who you are. Trey goes down to Broadway. It's a little different for a guy like Morgan. Trey goes down to Broadway. Nobody knows who he is. He can just go down there, get silly, watch tourists do drunk shit, and like be around the cover band music stuff.
I struggle with the crowd. It's just so crowded.
Oh, it's not.
It's so crowded.
Especially right now. Right now is busy season. From St. Patrick's Day till a little bit before Halloween, till about like Labor Day, maybe a little bit after Labor Day. That's our busy season. It slows down in between there.
I had a bunch of college buddies from App State. We had like a guys' weekend last weekend because I was in town, and we went out to Broadway one night. We didn't make it back to Broadway the rest of the time.
Where'd you guys go?
Whiskey Row. And then
that's where I was. Yeah, that's where I worked.
And my buddy walked in. He had like a buck knife this big on his hip. They were like, oh, the crazy thing was like, oh, no, we'll just put it in the bucket. You come back tomorrow and get it. I was like, man, this is definitely new to me. I thought they would take this guy to jail.
2019, it was spring of 2019. It was the NWTF, the turkey hunting convention.
Okay.
It's always here in Nashville now. And that week, we collected so many fucking knives.
We had to go back and get it. And it was in the bucket. He was like, yo, that knife was like $400. I was like, we'll go back and get it.
That NWTF one, if they were leaving some knives, we were getting some new Kershaws, some new this, some new that. Yeah, you see a lot of that. We
went to the Barstool one, which I guess is not on Broadway, but it's kind of adjacent.
It's downtown, yeah. You know what that building used to be?
Which Broadway? I mean, the Whiskey Row? Oh, Barstool? No.
Used to be Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, really?
What a great repurposing of a Joe's Crab Shack, bro. Yeah. Fucking love that.
Whoever is in charge of HR over at the Barstool place, well done. Well done on the hiring over there.
They're good folks?
Man. Yes, they were. The waitresses there, super nice. Amazing. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's the bars. What was the thing Tommy Smokes used to do? their Barstool Smokes or whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because that was another thing too. I had buddies come down to visit, and they were like, "Dude, how do you keep like how are you friends, just friends, and not trying to sleep with all these beautiful women that you're working with?" And I'm like, "Because it's just like being in like you work in a restaurant, working in a bar. It's like a family.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a family." And I was doing security, so I wasn't behind the bar, but I was friends with all the folks behind the bar and all the servers and all that. But Nashville does have that vibe, like LA or New York or Miami or like Scottsdale.
I mean,
or
Nashville's got
Austin.
everything here now. Like pro sports teams, like good college teams. I mean, there's soccer here now. There's everything.
Dude, soccer games are wild.
Yeah. I've heard Predator games are like something that you have to go to.
Bro,
like,
they're
it's amazing.
fun. Next, if you're in town in the fall, we will get you.
Yeah.
We go to a lot. We go to quite a few Preds games.
Yeah.
We like going to those. They get because when the crowd's chanting, you got to think everybody here fucking harmonizes. It's all music people.
Yeah.
Like they sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
You have 20,000 people singing it in perfect unison here.
Did you see where Stapleton released his version of
I
the
love that
national
he
anthem?
did that.
That's
I love that he
amazing,
did that.
man. Talk about a cool dude.
That's a baller move,
Man,
too.
come on.
I know I had an iconic generational
Yeah,
moment.
here you
I know
go.
that this
You're welcome.
I know that this Super Bowl anthem is going to be getting replayed for years to come. For the
Forever.
good way, not because there's some anthems that are really bad that we remember.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank on the young lady's name that did it at like the Warriors game, and yeah, it just did not go well.
Yeah,
Black Eyed Peas singer.
Yeah, so Fergie.
Yeah, Fergie had a tough
I remember
one.
I was working in adult contemporary radio when that happened. We talked about it all morning.
Yeah, that's tough. That was tough. Yeah.
What's your basketball team as far as pro stuff goes? Or are you just such a college guy that
Yeah.
the NBA isn't?
I mean, I follow
different?
players in the NBA. My favorite player is Kevin Durant, which I know he gets a bad rap, but I got a chance to play a summer on a summer league team with him. So
Yeah,
like,
he's a freak. He's a freak,
we
bro.
became buddies, and like he's a super nice guy. So like wherever he goes, that's kind of who I cheer for. I grew up a Lakers fan because the Lakers were on television. So like when you're a kid, you just cheer for whoever you see on TV.
Yeah.
And so being in LA, it's cool to see the Lakers, and hopefully the Lakers will continue to do well. It's been a tough couple of years, but yeah, whoever Kevin plays for, that's who I cheer for.
Yeah, so now it's Phoenix, right?
Phoenix, yeah.
Which is wild. I mean, because he's how old now? He's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, he's like 34 maybe.
Yeah, and he's still just dominant.
If he can stay healthy, I mean, he can string together some good years. I think he'll go down, his legacy, he'll be a top 20 player, maybe a top 15 player.
Imagine if Greg Oden had panned out. Greg Oden was so fucking good at Ohio State.
He was. Imagine people in that draft class going, Mike Conley's going to have a better pro career than Greg Oden. And they're like, you're crazy. But that's how it is.
Yeah, what do you think?
Mike Conley was the highest paid player in the NBA for about 6 months.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah, with the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah.
With a smaller market team too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. How big is the hype for this 7'5" kid? This Victor Wembanyama or whatever?
Victor, the hype is, which one of my high school teammates is an assistant coach with the Spurs, so he's really, really pumped. But yes, it's as big as anything we've ever seen. I mean, it's as big as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's as big, if not bigger, than what LeBron was. Like the hype is
Yao Ming.
Yeah, it's as big as we've ever seen for any prospect ever.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
I'm hoping you're 7'5", you definitely got that height advantage, but he's just so skinny. It's just so young.
Yeah, I hope he does not get injured. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the problem with them big boys. I mean, that was Yao's
the
problem.
league's not as physical anymore.
No,
so
it's a shooter's league, and he seems like he's a shooter.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play in the paint much. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And then how will Carolina be this year?
I mean, I think it comes down to coaching. Obviously, they had a ton of talent last year, and it was not fun to watch. Not going to say anything negative about Caleb Love, but I think for him and for the program, he's now gone. He's in Arizona, so I think hopefully it works out for him. I think the team will be better. In college, chemistry really, really matters. They're kids, and they had chemistry issues last year. So you return 4 out of 5 starters from a national title run, and you don't make the tournament, then you got to start looking at the coaches. So we have the same coaches, so we'll see. I like Hubert Davis, but I think he's got a lot to prove this year.
Yeah, it's cool when you have the legacies and the coaching. And like
I just want to win games though. So you get me the best coach. I don't care if he got a degree from the university. If he's good with kids and there's no funny business going on, like I just want to win.
Yeah, I feel that. That's how I feel about the Yankees, man.
Yeah.
Like
well,
I'm
how are
a
the
big
Yankees going to do?
We're doing good.
I saw a perfect game the other day.
Yeah, we had a perfect game from the guy.
14th all time, right? Is that right?
24th all time,
okay.
4th for the Yankees.
Okay.
All 4 guys to throw a perfect game for the Yankees. All their first names all start with the letter D. You have Don Larson, David Wells, David Cohn, and now Domingo Germán.
Yeah.
And all 4 times that the Yankees have done it, they have won the World Series. But we've also won a lot of World Series. It's been a long time
it's been
since
a minute,
we were doing that.
But do you have 26 or 27 right now?
27 right now.
Yeah, 27. All right.
27. I remember I've been coherent for 2 of them, but like because the 90s ones I was a baby. Like I was born 95, so I don't remember. I can't say that I remember the 1996 World Series.
Yeah, of course. No.
But I was technically alive for them. But I mean, they're like 10 games over 500 and 10 games back and then 3rd place in the division. Every team in the division has a winning record.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's bananas. I wonder when the last time that happened.
Yeah, we'll see if it lasts the whole year,
Yeah.
but it's wild. And then you have like that's what's interesting about baseball is you don't have the salary cap, but then you have a team like Tampa Bay whose entire salary is about what Aaron Judge is getting paid.
Yeah.
Per year.
Moneyball.
Yeah,
Moneyball.
like it's
Moneyball.
Yeah, like it's wild to see that. And then like you have these big markets that dominate, but then it doesn't translate like the NBA. Like the Knicks can't fucking get it together. Like it has been so. I want to see
you guys
the New
might
York
get Dame
Knicks.
though.
That would be so cool. I want to see the Knicks do well because when it's like New York, like baseball, we're divided. We have the Yankees and the Mets. Hockey, you're divided. You got the Rangers, the Islanders. You throw the Devils in there. Technically, you have the Nets for basketball, and then like football, you have the Giants and the Jets.
But the Nets don't rival.
The Nets aren't the Knicks. Like I really wish I could have grown up in the '90s for Woodstock '99, for Butt Rock, for the prime era of East Coast rap, for prime golden era of country music, all that cool shit. But to see the Knicks, like,
Rock had a good run in the '90s, like Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
bro,
man,
we're big butt rock guys at Raised Rowdy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with what the term butt rock is.
No.
So it's when you had radio stations like 95.9 The Rat, nothing but rock.
Oh, okay.
So it's rock. It's like it's Creed.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit, Hindered, Three Doors Down, Nickelback, like that style of stuff. We do a night at Live Oak twice a year. I think we're gonna do one in the fall. We get a Broadway band that's like the house band, and then we get different country artists to hop up and sing covers of the 2000s rock songs.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah,
which is fun because I just saw Nickelback the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Or up at Tailgate and Tall Boys. They were good. They had a lot of technical issues, but they were after Jelly Roll, and it is so hard to follow Jelly Roll, bro.
Yeah.
You seen Jelly live yet?
Never seen Jelly live.
It's like you referenced your pastor, like going to church.
Yeah.
It to me was like a religious, like Jelly. I've never seen one man have that much control over a crowd that big because it was about 35,000 up there.
Now,
outdoor
didn't he start
festival.
out as a rapper?
He started out as a drug dealer,
Right,
And then he did the rap thing and was like came up with Yellow Wolf and Struggle Jennings and a lot of folks in the like 3-6 Mafia, the Southern rap community.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, he put out that he was like, we got to keep doing stuff. So he put up that Save Me video.
Yeah.
And that
song was amazing.
We're like, oh shit, he can
Now Laney's
sing.
on it, right?
Yep. Now they recut because he's over at BBR with Laney, and so I mean, but people know like he's worked very hard to get his vocals to where they're at.
Yeah.
He's got an incredible team around him, and
Everybody I know that knows him, they speak highly of him.
Dude,
so I don't know him. Jelly, I know we've exchanged some Instagram messages, but everybody that I know that knows him says that he's the man. So congrats on all your success, brother.
Yeah, his show is fucking nuts.
They said there's a documentary, I think.
Yeah, it's on
out.
Hulu.
Yeah, and supposedly it's incredible.
Very powerful.
Oh, okay, I got to
And
check
as
that
a
out.
media guy, you'd appreciate that.
Am I a media guy?
I think so.
I don't know what I am. You were like, hey, we're going to talk about you being a personality. I was like, I don't really feel like I'm a personality. I don't know what I am. I'm a country music fan.
Yeah, if someone asks you, what do you do? What do you say?
Man, probably steal money from Amazon. They're like paying me to play country music. If Amazon's watching this, I'm underpaid. Just kidding.
Bezos has enough. He needs somebody to.
Yeah, I don't think I register on Bezos as a monitor, which is funny. I'm not going to say the name, but when I got hired, one of my friends he reached out. He's like, "Oh, I know." And I know he does. But he was like, oh, I told Jeff he hired someone really good. I was like, bro, Jeff has no idea that I work for Amazon. Stop
I'm about 35, 40, maybe 50
the
people away
fact that he
from him.
said that, I was just like, dude, you don't, just don't say that stuff.
Okay, well, we can play this game. Who's the most high-profile person you think in your phone?
Man. Well,
I feel
that's
like
a
there'd be
double-edged sword.
something
Yeah,
wild.
that's a double-edged sword because
I feel like there'd be something like somebody wild, like one of the people from Shark Tank or something. Like I feel like you
What
would have
industry?
Cuban. What industry?
yeah, I'm very listen. This is going to
And you're
sound
not
terrible.
and you're not a name dropping guy at all. I don't
I
get
try
that vibe
not
from
to
you.
be.
No.
I try because no one cares. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And honestly, it's a wonderful thing. But I am the grenade of all of my friends. I'm like, man, all of my friends are super successful, and I'm still
Well,
like, trying to figure it out.
They say that with writers when they come to town. Be the weakest writer in the room.
I am the weakest link of all of my friends.
Try to be the dumbest guy in the room. Like surround yourself like you are the company that you keep, and like try to learn from folks around you.
I have done that. And it has not panned out quite yet. So hopefully something really dope will happen. But yeah, I've been very blessed to be in rooms and be around people that are doing like otherworldly type stuff.
Okay, so like a business person.
Probably
That'd be
Scooter
like,
Braun.
no shit.
Yeah. So I'm rep by SB Projects. I've known Scooter since I'm 20.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you meet him?
He was friends with Jay Will from Duke. And so Jay Will and I were workout partners. Like I would train at Duke and Jay would like crash at my house. I had a house in Raleigh in the summers and like Scooter was just always around and he's a good dude. So we became friends back then. And when I got the TV gig for NBC, his company signed me to a talent deal. And so like we had never done business before. And again, it's like I'm several rungs removed from being like a day-to-day with Scooter. But like I coach his kids in basketball. Like I go to his house for Thanksgiving.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's like family to me. He's the best. Like I forget people's reaction. Like this is how cool Scooter is. I got asked to host Stagecoach. And so Scooter loves country music. He obviously owns Big Machine and he has a house down at the Indio Polo Fields, and he walked over, and he goes to Stagecoach every year. Well, he was like, "Hey, where's your set? Like, where are you hosting from?" And I told him, and he was like, "All right, well, if you get time, come say hello. We're gonna be like off to the right. Like, we're gonna go watch. I think Jackson Dean is one of the guys he has.
Fantastic,
insane good.
Love Jackson.
Yeah, man, he can do no wrong. So." But Scooter went out of his way. Luke Bryan was headlining night one, and Luke and Scooter are like really close. They're good buds. And so he's like, "Man, are you gonna be doing the Luke interview?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll be over here. There's gonna be a few of us, but I'll be sitting next to Luke." So he walks over, and the reaction of people to Scooter, and then obviously to Luke Bryan, and they just pulled me aside, and it's like me and these two just chopping it up before I did the interview. So it looked like I was, homies with Luke Bryan, but it's only because I was hanging with Scooter, and he kind of like greased the wheels. And a couple years ago, I wasn't working, and Scooter and I were at Stagecoach, and I was on the bus with Luke, and nobody wanted to drink. So he was like, "Well, bad news. You have no choice. You are not allowed to say no." So like I did a ton of tequila shots with him, and he remembered. He was like, "Hey, you were the one that helped me get ready to headline Stagecoach." And I was like, "I'm glad one of us remembers that because that was painful for me, man." He was like, "Oh, that's funny."
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, Scooter would probably be the biggest.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Coach Graham like coaching basketball?
I think Coach Graham is just like friend Graham, very encouraging. Don't focus on the negatives. Like if it's corrective, it's like, "Hey, this would be better if we do it this way." And I mean, who doesn't want to be friends with someone that's like positive? Like,
Yes.
I don't think I'd be a good coach because I would have a hard time reprimanding people.
Yeah. Well, you say like coach. Like, how old are the kids that like, you're coaching? Like you
Well,
coaching
they're
like,
like
an active-
8.
Oh, so you're
his
coaching
kids.
like kids.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
out there to have fun. Like
Yeah.
when he's,
You're not AAU ball.
yeah,
coaching
the first
or
time
nothing.
he asked me to come over there, he's like, "Hey, do you think my son loves basketball?" And his son does love basketball, and his son's got some talent. Like I think if he ends up loving basketball, he's got a chance. Scooter's a really good basketball player. I don't know if
Really?
yeah, man, he's got a ratchet on him. Yeah, he's
Really?
from Connecticut. Like he played in the Jersey AAU circuit. All that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a gun on him. Like he can fire that thing. But his son has some real natural talent. So he was like, "Hey, he's starting to really pick it up, and we're starting. This is gonna be like the first year he's doing." Kids league where he's playing in real games where we come over and kind of like get the mechanics right so he learns the right way and we don't have to go back. And I went over there. I was like, "Man, there's no teaching him mechanics. He's too young for it right now." And he was like, "All right, well, just have fun. Like go out there and have fun. It's cool for him to think he has a coach, and it is because he'll call me coach and everything. So it's cool, and he's a great dad, and like it's awesome."
Yeah. Have you balled up with anybody here in town?
Yeah, so I'm in a standing run with a bunch of artists out here. Like we played last time I was here. I was at Kane's house. You ever
Yeah, I've
heard about that run?
I've heard very much about the the legendary games at Kane Brown's establishment.
So who have you spoken to? I'm trying to think if I've played with any. Do you know anybody that plays in them?
Well, I know Skis is. I don't know if Skis has been over there or not.
Well, I connected. Did you see that post I did with Skis with the handshake?
Yeah.
I love Skis.
Yeah,
if anybody's
Skis-
listening to this,
yeah,
he's one of my favorite humans ever.
Skis has been on the pod. I have smoked many a cigarettes with Skis. I think
He's got a new song out today.
Yep.
Happy to be here. You gotta stream that thing.
Yes, we love Skis.
He's a legend.
He's what we call a purebred hoss cat, papers and all. Like that man is just he's a vibe. He's great, super positive, just fun to be around. But I know Skis has mentioned about that. Matt Stell, we had heard
I saw,
you comment
I
on that
commented
story
on that, yeah.
on the Tales from the Front Row with Nikki T and Kurt Ozon.
Yeah.
Mitch Wallace, our buddy Mitch Wallace, who does a lot of content stuff with Trey, does a lot of Kane's content stuff as well. So like I've just heard from him that like they get really intense over the basketball.
I'll leave it at this.
It's a good game.
You can ask anybody. I won't say how I did. You can ask anybody that plays in that run about it. But I've played in it for years now. You can ask them when I show up in town how that goes down.
How often do you guys play?
They used to play a ton.
Like, did you play on this run while you were in town?
I didn't play this time because I'm not sure if anyone played this week. But they were playing like once or twice a week over at Ashley Gorley's at first, and then they moved over to Kane's. Kane built like an unbelievable.
He's like, we're gonna do this at my house.
But I think he picked up golf so much now. He's got like a golf simulator, so I think they have golf nights now.
Yeah, and the way that the world is back from where it was a few years ago, we had a lot of time on our hands in 2020.
It was a great run. I mean, the guys from Lanco played. Let's see, Sam Hunt was playing.
Oh, I hear Sam Hunt can ball.
Yeah, he can.
I hear Sam can shoot.
He's an athlete.
Then do you know Noah West? He can shoot.
Noah's my guy.
Noah's a good friend of ours too.
I love Noah.
We've known him for a long time.
Yeah, he's great. He can flat out stroke it. Yeah, you can ask Noah though. He'll be able to tell you.
So those are some competitive games then. If you guys are.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was good. I took Scooter out there. So I took Scooter one year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Scooter's played in that. He did well.
And he held his own?
Oh, yeah. Scooter's good. Like, he don't mess around, and he's competitive, so, like, he don't back down from nothing.
He plays defense.
Yeah, he don't back down from nothing.
Who doesn't play defense in country music basketball?
Let me see.
Like, is there somebody that you're like, okay, cool, this guy's guarding me. I got this.
Nah, I mean, like you said, it was competitive, and people wanted to win, and they do talk a lot of trash.
Oh, I'm sure.
Jackie Lee doesn't play a lot of defense. Jackie Lee, if you're listening to this, are you familiar with Jackie Lee?
Yeah.
Man, rumor is he's got some new music coming out, and I think he's one. I've seen him play rounds and all over the place. I saw him play at the listening room last week. He's one of the most talented guys that I think. I hope people are made aware of like what he's doing because I think he's got what it takes to stick.
Hell yeah! What was his? He had a big one back in the day, right?
Yeah, Getting Over You.
Getting Over You. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that one crushed. But I think, and I've heard good things. I haven't heard everything, but I've heard good things from people over at Make Wake.
Yes.
That he's got like some bangers in his back pocket.
Yeah, Make Wake. That's family to us. They have the roster over there right now is just growing.
Well, I think he's on that roster now.
Yeah,
and
he's over there. So the
guy that I was talking to doesn't hold his words very much. He's told me before. He's like, "Man, we're sending you something to listen to. We're not on it, but you give us your feedback." And so I know when he says he likes something, I was like, "Oh, all right." And so he was highly complimentary of whatever they got going on over there. So I'm excited to hear it. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Yeah, because they've got Colby Acuff over there now. Mm-hmm. They've got Keller Cox over there. They got the Flatland folks.
Yeah, I heard Colby's going to catch a big break next year. I'll just put that rumor out there.
Yeah,
I heard things are coming up for him.
Colby's very, very involved in the Raised Rowdy family. We love Colby.
Yeah. Well, then you probably already know. Say congratulations on his 2024, man.
Yes. Oh yeah, we know he's got a big. We know old Colby's got a big year ahead of him. Because the first time he ever came to first trip he ever came to Nashville was because Nikki T asked him to play at Live Oak.
Oh,
he was like, I don't want to come to Nashville until I get invited to come to Nashville. Because he's from Idaho. And
yeah, I'm not talented enough for that. I was knocking on the door of Nashville like, yo, let me in.
That's how I was too. Do you know? Have you met Colby?
I haven't, but I've met his entire team. Actually, I met them in L.A. And it's so funny because, look, I'm poor. I don't have a ton of money.
Yeah.
And his team was like, hey, you got to come to San Antonio tomorrow. Colby's playing. And I was like, great. Are you flying me there?
What are my accommodations?
Yeah,
if this is a formal
we're
invite?
in Northern California at like something else. And they're like, you got to come tomorrow to San Antonio. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't buy just, I'm going to get on my jet and I'll go to San Antonio. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, be like, I don't have that. But Colby's from Idaho originally, and he did real estate, and then worked his ass off. Kid's a fucking hustler, and he has it figured out.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, he's great. But he used to guide fly fishing trips, like folks that would go up and do those bougie Idaho. He was that guy that would get up.
I love the
take you out
random
fly
job
fishing.
stories. They're the best.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them. I mean, like Charlie Muncaster from Muscadine, he had a big grass cutting operation down in Alabama.
Yeah.
He lived at Auburn, he went to Auburn, then didn't go to Auburn, stayed at Auburn to play the gigs, but then was just cutting grass, you know?
Dustin Lynch one time told me that he was like a waste management, like he would test the waste in water systems from different animals and stuff. Like he would test what he was like a biological like engineer, but he would
going
test.
around wearing a polo with a little test kit, testing,
yeah, I was
testing
like,
some
yo,
bullshit.
that's crazy. I mean,
Some
so
river.
it's really cool to hear people's stories before they, obviously have immense success like Dustin and some of these other guys.
Yeah, speaking of artists, who are some of your, like, if you were to give like 3 folks you think we should really look out for, like Graham Bunn's, like.
Well, Jackie Lee's one of them for
Jackie's
sure.
one, yeah.
Again,
Or even 5. We could do 5 because I know there's a lot.
yeah, there's a ton. I mean, Matt Schuster is someone that I listen to, but you already know about him.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm saying just in general, just people.
I love what Matt's doing. Logan Michael is also one of my favorites. Is May Estes? Is she
May Estes, bro? She
Estes,
is.
is she known, or does that qualify as someone to look out for?
We had her on the pod a few months ago, and she made her Opry debut recently. And she you talk about stories of odd jobs.
Does she qualify as that? Because I love her. I think she's going to be great.
That's a good pick.
That's
right?
a good one. Okay.
That's a good one.
I didn't know if she was already too big.
No,
because most
dude.
people might know about her. I don't know.
It's what's interesting too is you get it by extension being so involved in the industry that you are, even though you're out on the West Coast.
Yeah. Am I? I always feel like I'm like
you're in it, bro.
Yeah,
You're in it. The folks that we hear about that the industry buzzes about.
Yeah. Because I'm not in town. Like you guys hear about people a long time before I do.
No, but you're still on the phone with labels, with teams. You're working with a big streaming is now what radio was when you and I were in it. You know, like it's moved over. But like you hear about the buzz of these people. Like, I remember hearing about Hardy when I first moved to town because that was 2018, and that was short hair, singing throwback 4x4, all that stuff.
Yeah,
we were
Rednecker.
Like, all that stuff.
I loved that EP.
Yeah, I did too. It was awesome.
There was one other one on there. It was Throwback, 4x4, Rednecker, and there was one more that I just absolutely loved.
Yeah, Nowhere to Find Me.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm in the woods. Da, 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 da. But you hear the buzz about these folks, and we get to see them, and we're like thinking that they're these huge names, but the rest of the country doesn't know about them yet. Like someone very close to us, Ella Langley.
Yeah, I love
like,
Ella.
She's like our little sister. Trey's roommate.
I
and
thought
like
she would be too big to. You know, this is why we fight with the Co-Wetzel Jam
and her streaming
Country Boys Dream Girl Jam.
Her and she's got first of 3 on that John Party tour that's starting up here in a few weeks, and that is going to absolutely like crush and change her world. And then like someone like Dylan Marlowe, who's huge in town and has these big tour slots, but the rest of the country does. Like you get to see them pop in town and like the buzz here in the scene before they go.
So that's one of the cool things for me living in Southern California, I guess being Nashville adjacent, is I get to hear about people way before the West Coast. So I'm like, people are like, oh, he told me about so-and-so, which I was probably late to the party, but I was early to the party if I'm in California.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Is the Western stuff really popular out there in Cali?
When you say Western, what do you mean?
I'm talking like what Colby does, what Tyler Halverson does, what Flatland Cavalry does, what
well, I think Zach Bryan's made that popular all over.
That's
global.
like Western emo. That's a whole different thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if you're in California and we'll just say you're a casual country music fan, the subgenres don't really count.
Yeah.
It's either pop country or traditional sound. Those are the two things, the casual country music fan. If you're not a casual country music fan, then you have people's styles that you like and you dive deeper into that. But that's a more niche group of listeners.
Yeah. How do you feel about that whole style of stuff?
Zach Bryan?
You're
I
Zach
love
Bryan
Zach
fan?
Bryan. Yeah, he's like bucket list. Morgan and Zach and it's crazy because Kip is a buddy of mine. Those three albums, like I just on repeat. Like I don't stop listening to them.
Yeah, I'm wondering how this new one's gonna be because he's self-producing it.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be.
It's gonna be different.
It's gonna be very different because he's also only releasing like 14 songs.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be 40.
We're getting a single album as opposed to a double or a triple.
Yeah, or a triple, yeah. When Morgan put out a 36-song album, I was like, this is amazing because Zach Bryan's going to put out 45 now.
They're just going to keep, and then Luke's going to come out with a 60-song discography
I was
or
like,
something.
for sure he's not doing that.
Or then Garth will come back and say, hey, look out, kids, I'm still in this, and put out 60 songs, something ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
It is crazy to see. But yeah, so you gave 4. Would May be your 5th, or who would your 5th be? Or May's your 4th?
May was, and she qualifies.
No, she's very much, just somebody that you're like, this person.
Because I feel like she's really well known, though. You know?
She's really well known here in town because she's been busting her ass in town and
that's
playing
awesome.
rounds and working she worked as a server forever, bro.
Yeah.
She
that makes
did
me
the grind.
love her.
She worked as a server and had the grind for everything that she has. She moved from a small town and was playing the Texarkana Opry back in Arkansas, and now she's played the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. And she's got a team around her now, and she's over in Sweden right now, I think, with Timothy Baker, like bringing country music over to Sweden, which is kind of cool. But
yeah, that's dope.
I think I can't wait. I hope that she gets the commercial success she deserves if she wants that, you know, because some artists don't want the commercial thing.
Yeah, I get that too.
They want to be the in the underground. They want to be kings of the underworld, you know, like Cadillac 3 and Muscadine and folks like that.
I just had a conversation with somebody, and it goes back to what you said about Trey going down to Broadway, and they were like, "Man, you think it's they weren't talking to me, luckily, because I would have felt really uncomfortable had they said this to me. But they're like, you think it's so cool to like be famous, and it really sucks, man." He was like, "I can't do anything. Like I go places, and I got to worry about, snapping on somebody or doing, if I yell at someone or someone wants my pic, the camera's in my face, I can't even react." Like they were making a very good case for being famous is not all what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you think about like Luke Combs used to be at Whiskey Jam every week. Yeah, his life was playing Revival on Tuesdays and then hanging out with Ward and the Whiskey Jam folks on Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah,
like, that's what he loved, and now it's like you can't go certain places.
Yeah, I have
just
heard
get mobbed.
That Luke is the happiest he's ever been, though. So
I would agree. I would be
enjoying
happy.
it.
What
Yeah.
I'm just saying is like you get to like how like
It's a different life.
It changes when people know who you are, and you see it in all walks of
for sure,
all walks of life, not just country music.
Yeah, the guy that was having this conversation was an actor, and he was making the case of like, man, he hit it big. Young, and he was like, dude, I can't do like the cool shit that you guys can do. I can't go to the beach without having
coolest like actor like party experience in Hollywood, because you've been out there for a while now.
Yeah,
and my uncle, I remember
there's a few.
I remember my uncle telling me a story back in the late '90s, early 2000s. He was living in New York City, living in I think he was on I forget exactly where in the city, but he had one night where he ended up at a house party with Zach Galifianakis and said it was one of the greatest nights of his life.
Yeah, well, he's a Carolina guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I love
proud
Zach.
Carolina guy.
Yeah, he's a big NC State fan. You're talking about NC State.
Yep. So is BJ Barn from American Aquarium. They're both big Wolfpack guys.
Every time if you see a Galifianakis movie, he works out some way to make an NC State joke. Yeah, like, hey, we want you to come, like in the hangar. We want you to come to this bachelor party. He was like, "What weekend is it?" Because the Jonas Brothers are playing NC State this weekend. I can't go.
Yeah, and he says the Wolfpack. Part of the Wolfpack. I just realized, oh shit, he makes the whole Wolfpack thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, I've had a few. I think that I got a chance to go. Michael B. Jordan has become a good buddy of mine.
No
over
shit,
the years.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he took me to the Creed premiere this year, and it's the only time I'd ever been late for work the next day. I was late for work the next day. I got to see how Mike lives, and it was really cool. And he treated me like I was like in the movie or something. It was great. He's the nicest and most cool, giving A-list celebrity. Him and Chris Pratt are both two of the nicest, most famous people on the planet type people I've ever been around.
Is Chris Pratt more like Jurassic World Chris Pratt, or is he more like Parks and Rec Chris Pratt?
He's right down the middle, a little of both. Yeah,
because I liked Andy from Parks and Rec. That was like that was my introduction.
I'll tell you off camera, but Chris Pratt one massive country music fan.
Oh yeah, I know he's huge. Yeah, huge in the country lifestyle.
So that's how we met. We go to the same church, and one night he was talking about country music, and they're like, "Oh, you got to meet Graham. He's involved with country music, does the radio station out here." And so he came over and introduced himself, and I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are, but cool." And so we started talking. Couldn't have been nicer. And again, I'm not going to reveal the name because it's embarrassing, but I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah.
Weeks go by, and he's like, "Man, I want to set you up with." I wasn't dating anybody at the time. He's like, "I want to set you up. Like, give me who's your dream girl?" I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, any girl on the planet. And this is a true story. He goes, I want you to give me what your type is. And at the time, I think, well, actually still now, but I said, Minka Kelly is my type.
Okay.
Like, I like the girl next door.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
A Derek Jeter disciple, by the way.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Derek
Yes,
Jeter
there are.
disciples. But that was like an example of someone who I found to be like crazy beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, cool. And I'll tell you off camera. He was like, all right, I'm gonna make you a deal. And it's kind of fun that he did this. He was like, you know how he can solve a Rubik's Cube like in under a minute. It's like a party trick he does for people. He's like, you know how my mom was visiting me and she came out and we went to his birthday party and she asked him to do it. So he did it. And he was like, you know how you always say that that's so cool? Because I'd always be like, man, that's so cool. He was like, if you can solve a Rubik's Cube in 48 hours, I know the girl that you mentioned, not Minka Kelly, but looks like that. He was like, I know her. I'll call her for you. He was like, but you got 48 hours to solve this thing. I had never picked up a Rubik's Cube in my life. I'll solve a Rubik's Cube right now in 37 seconds if you put one in front of me. And I sent him a video, and I was like, you're up.
Hell yeah.
And he did. He called the girl for me. So big shout out, Mr. Chris Pratt. You're an amazing human being, and I love you.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, man, I appreciate you hanging. We kicked it for a while.
No, thank you for having me. Again, when you asked me, I was like, dude, your fan base is going to hate you. This is going to be like a toss away. They're not going to want to hear this.
No, well, that's what we're doing with Outside the Round is getting outside of just having songwriters and artists, which I love having country artists and songwriters. And that's always going to be the bread and butter, especially being in the Raised Rowdy family. But having on folks that
you got to do my show now.
Dude, I would absolutely love that.
Yeah,
That'd be
come
sick.
on, man. We'll figure it out. We'll find a date, you know.
Yeah, and appreciate you coming and talking on a microphone after waking up and your day job being talking on a microphone for a few hours.
Yeah, no, man. It's totally cool. And like I said, I'm humbled that you would think I qualify for this. I walked in, I was like, oh, this is like for real.
Yeah,
this
it's nice.
Is nice, man.
It's nice.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, everybody must have canceled. It is 4th of July. Most people are out of town.
It is a holiday weekend.
It's a holiday weekend.
It is a holiday weekend.
We're like, here, let's get this Graham guy in here. Batting relief right now.
No, we saw that you were in town. I was like, this is my chance to get Graham on the pod because he's in town. So.
Well, anytime you're doing more for me than I'm doing for you. Trust me, you make me feel important on some level. So it's cool.
Dude, and we would love to get out to California.
No, well, come on, man. Beer's on me.
I want to get we want to rent in perfect Raised Rowdy style, like an old school, like Winnebago, like. Not the nicest, but nice enough to sleep in kind of thing. Just drive across the country and hit all those little touring markets that I've done as a tour manager on the road and then work our way out. Maybe we do Road the Stagecoach 2024 Raised Rowdy. Maybe that's our thing that we try to do. But
well, hopefully I'll be hosting it again.
That's what I'm saying.
I got a good report card. My agent was like, hey, they're going to want you back.
If you're hanging out with Scooter and fucking Luke and having a good time, that's kind of
cool.
what they want.
Yeah, shout out Scooter. I love you, buddy. And your son's got a nice jump shot.
Hey, we love that. Shout out to the jump shot. Well, y'all be sure to check out our boy Graham Bunn. What's the show called?
It's just called Amp Country Radio.
Amp Country Radio.
They wanted to call it Country Grammar, but I was like, I don't know, man. I don't want to be like the guy that's like that nickname. Oh, Country Grammar's here, you know? I was like, we'll call it Amp Country Radio.
Hell yeah. Well, check out Amp Country Radio on Amazon Music. Amazon Music, right?
It's on Amp, yeah.
On Amp.
Which is on Amazon Music.
Which is on Amazon.
AMP.
It's all owned by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos owns it all. But check out our boy Graham. Follow him on all the socials and check out his show. Appreciate you guys for watching and listening. As always, be sure to like, rate, subscribe, tell your mama and them. And of course, shout out to our friends at Big Friendly Productions, Saxman Studios, Whale Tail Media, and our boy Mitch Wallace with The Digital Marketing Agency. For our boy Graham and our man Sweet Boy behind the camera, I'm Matt Burrill, and this has been Outside the Round.
Come on. Stay in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks on my sleeve. They usually just make